After school, the rush came and I sold 2 stickers and a hacky sack. Cool. My name is Jeff Hutchison, and most people know me as Hutch. I originally grew up in Hamilton, and I moved to Raglan in around about 1988, and we lived in Raglan for quite a long time. And then in the last 10 years or so, we've been based back in Hamilton. So my role here is I am my official title is Chief of Surf, but it's kind of like a general manager role of Backdoor. CEO, if you want to call it that. Yeah, we started, Backdoor originally started in 1986, and it was a little store set up in Hamilton, and it was set up by Chris Banks from Raglan, and he set up the store in Hamilton as an offshoot of his Raglan surf shop, and they ran for 2 years there. And then when I left school, I had a job as an engineer with the New Zealand Railways, and I got made redundant after 7 years at the Railways, and I had some redundancy money, and it was just enough to buy the first Backdoor store. I bought it off Chris Banks, and that was I got $12,000 redundancy money from the Railways, and the store cost me 12 grand to buy.
So what were the early days like for you at Backdoor?
Look, it was just such a steep learning curve. I'd come from an engineering background, and all of a sudden I'm thrust into a retail business, which was a small retail business, and I thought I might have known what I was doing, but I really had no idea. And on the very first day, I took over at the 30th of September, we did a stock take that night, and we took over on the 1st of October. And I thought my life was just going to be sitting in a store on the days when the surf was stink, and then on the good surf days, I thought I'd just be going surfing. Anyway, day one, I'm sitting at the counter in the shop, ready, waiting for customers to pour in, and no one's coming in, and no one's coming in. And I got to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I still didn't have a customer. And after school, the rush came, and I sold 2 stickers and a hacky sack, and I think maybe a block of wax. I can't remember. It was very little on the first day. And the second day, I got to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'd sold a t-shirt. And then all of a sudden, I sold a couple of pairs of board shorts, Hot Tuna. Remember that brand? Sold a couple of Hot Tuna boardies and another couple of t-shirts, and at the end of the day, I'd done 280 bucks. And I was like, yeah, we're on.
What did you find in the first year of opening Backdoor to be your biggest challenge?
My biggest challenge, I had so many challenges. I didn't grasp the whole concept of everything that you bought, you had to pay for at a wholesale level. You had to pay for it, and then not grasping, like I thought people would buy the stuff that I liked. So I was buying all these fluorescent green sweatshirts from Hot Buttered and thinking that everybody would lap them up, and no one did. And I had so much product that I'd bought that I liked this fluorescent green sweatshirt, but no one else did. And I had to learn really fast about how you had to get a commercial mindset around what you bought. And if you didn't buy stuff that other people wanted to buy from your store, then you went broke really quickly. And I just spent way too much money on the wrong things. Such a steep learning curve, almost perpetually broke for the first 7 years, barely making things work.
Going back in time and doing it all over again, would you do anything differently? And if so, what would that be?
Yeah, I would do so many things different. The concept of getting a better act around buying, and there just wasn't a book that I could go to the library and buy how to run a surf shop. There just wasn't. So I tried to glean as much as I could from books that talked about retail, but so much of it was not specific to our surf industry, and so much of it was learning on the job. And I think I would want to be much more accurate around buying and financial planning. I would want to be much sharper around that stuff. I think that we probably should have grown earlier, but I was just having a good life, playing a lot of golf and surfing a lot. I should have worked harder. I should have worked harder in my 30s, but lots of things you could have done better. I don't regret any of it, by the way. I look back on it and go, wow, that was a